Are you tired of dying in Shinobi Striker? I've put together my favorite defense build that increases your survivability tenfold. I'll show you how it's viable for every game mode, some of the tricks I use, like how to make Ripple hit the target 80% more, and then we'll break down some footage of me using the build so you all have a full understanding of the build's true potential. I'm Sensei Gray Yuri, let's get into it. When I was designing this build, I wanted something with very high survivability without sacrificing too much damage potential. I also needed to make sure we have some sort of flow control or crowd control abilities because we are using the defense class. And even though we're solo, we still have a very important job to do. Defend! Alright, so for my Jutsu slot 1, I have Ripple that we get from Mitsuki. Ripple heals the user for a certain amount based off damage dealt, and pulls them closer. For the second Jutsu, we have Kamui Climax that we get from our boy Obito. As long as you're not attacking while Kamui Climax is active, they can't hit you.
I feel like this doesn't have to be said, but for the love of God, please stop button mashing when you have Kamui Climax active. It's only hurting your team.
This jutsu combos very well with Ripple because it adds a ninjutsu damage buff, which simply means more health. For my weapon, we have the Enra Staff, which you can acquire from the adult Konohamaru DLC. My sub I'm using is Emergency Exit, which we get from Kawaki. This one is important when it comes to our survivability because it gives us that health boost when we sub out. Our tool is going to be Sunlit Medicine. This tool is great because it not only gives us a little bit of health, but it also gives us momentary invulnerability. Make sure your ninja drip is on point. And for the perks, we have Power and Spades for jutsu damage, Clear Mind for jutsu cooldown, and Unbending Will for fast jutsu charge at low HP. The alt is going to be Young Gars playing Possum so we can turn into Shikaku and really unleash some devastation against the opponents. Before we get into film breakdown, if you would consider giving that red button a push as we're on a mission to 1,000 subscribers and every push helps, thanks. Now on to the breakdown. So first thing here is we just want to know what map we're playing on. So we're going to cap A, and on this map, I think it's the Rain Village or whatever it's called. A and C are kind of the critical points. So I'm moving through here just to go get a back cap on C. I pop Kamui Climax just so I can pass through that mid zone without taking any damage and get some initiation on their point. Throw a Ripple out here just because I was feeling a little greedy. Emergency Exit. Now all I'm doing here is I want to hold priority on the point, poke in and out at opportune times to keep them off the point as much as possible to make sure we can secure this cap and have at least a 2 base bonus. Now that it's secured, I'm going to play with the point to my back and poke in and out because I notice I have 2 teammates with me, so all I'm doing is circling around behind them, seeing where the enemy team is, and managing my health bar with Ripple and Sunlit Medicine. We got a Ripple off there that brought us back to almost full health from half. Full health is when I decide like I really need to prioritize my healing, so I need to stay grounded, wait for a good time, and get a Ripple off, or use my Sunlit Medicine. There we go, Kamui Climax to Ripple. Unfortunately, they were at low health, so we didn't get the healing we wanted, but we got the finish. That relieves a lot of pressure from the point. Now it's a 3v1 situation. We're just going to finish this guy off, cycle back to the point, gather our bearings, and then we'll see where we go from here. So now I get back on the point, observe my surroundings just to see what's going on, and it was pretty successful. That's how you do it. Now here it's a bit of a 1v1 situation with an attack type that seemingly pops out of nowhere. Of course they're using the claws. So I just used Kamui Climax here as a bit of a recon because I want to see what they're using. Look at that. Momentary invulnerability from Sunlit Medicine gets us right through that smoke bomb. We can start to work our combos. I'm pretty confident with my Ripple and my Sunlit that I'm going to be able to outlast this attack type as long as I can do good chip damage. Now we've got some support from our teammates, so I'm going to push this a little harder just to get the finish here and charge up my ult. We'll get a nice finish right here. Aerial Ripple, which is pretty rare. And now I'm going to show you like what the point screen was. It wasn't the best game, but it was pretty solid. So I said before, this build is viable for every game mode, and I meant it. We just have to keep a few things in mind. Number 1, don't spam your jutsu, or better said, don't use your jutsu in a non-effective way. Kamui Climax is an amazing utility jutsu for its invulnerability and its ninjutsu damage boost. My biggest tip when using this one is wait for the opponent to attack you in some way and activate it to bait them into wasting a jutsu or a combo. A key factor in making this build work is our ability to hit with Ripple, and the best way I've found to hit with Ripple is by being grounded. I tried attacking with it 10 times in the air and 10 times while grounded. Using it as an aerial battle, I hit maybe 4 out of 10, and when I was grounded, I hit 8 out of 10. So effectively, using the jutsu while grounded increases its effectiveness by 100%. And Ripple is a great opener, mid-comboer, or closer. Use it as much as possible, but from its most effective spot by being grounded. The reason I chose Power in Spades over First Blood for this build is that playing Possum is a long charging ult, so even with the ult charge boost, we're probably only going to get it once per match. Save it for that last push or when you need to hold that last base for a few more seconds. It's a powerful ult and it can hold down a base, flag, or map extremely well. Plus, you get to call yourself a Jinchuriki, so. The Enra staff is a combo beast. Its static heavy is long and it hits hard, and the juggle with it is one of the most satisfying I've ever seen. I recommend light attacking with it if you're roaming and using your heavy to clear bases with it. And for the Sunlit Medicine, I like to use this as sort of an offhand camo-y climax. If I've lost some health and I see an opponent coming in, I'll use it and tank through their combo, essentially giving me a huge window to land Ripple and get a much better heal off. This build has some great roaming and pushing potential, as well as awesome stay-at-home defender potential. Truly a set it and forget it build to all the game modes for the defense type. So I've shown you how to set yourself up for success by using this build, some of the tricks and tips I use for making this as viable as possible, and we've broken down some game situations on how to use this build. So now you know that using this build, you'll see a massive increase in your survivability. When I'm using this build, on average, I'm only getting KO'd once, maybe 2 times if they get off a good ult. Anyways, that's the perfect solo build for Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. If you have any thoughts on the build or anything you'd change, leave them in the comments. If you want to join the Yuri clan, I'll link the Discord in the description. I'm Sensei Gray Yuri, and I'll see ya next time.